Grace and peace to you, friends and family. Just a quick check-in to see how you're doing. How are things? Uh, I know for me, I'm beginning to feel different pressures and some anxieties, and I think it's important in these times that we remember to take care of ourselves. I've been reminded of that a couple of times, even these past couple of days. My mom and I used to have conversations about self-care. She is a retired flight attendant, and often we would talk about the safety speech that flight attendants need to give at the beginning of a flight, which always includes that part about, should the mask descend, to place a mask over your own face before assisting those around you. And and the reason why they say that, of course, is really it's a practice of self-care, that if you don't take care of yourself in that moment, it makes it more difficult for you to take care of those who are around you. And so, as we move forward into this time, I was reminded of there's a passage in Paul's second letter to the Corinthians where near the beginning, it's about it's chapter 4, I believe. He says that we have this treasure in clay jars and earthen vessels, so that we may know that this power comes from God and not from us. There are times, though, in situations like this where I don't just feel like a clay jar, but maybe one that's a little cracked too. And I've been thinking about exercises that allow us to think about those things that kind of repair those cracks. There is a Japanese art where I believe it's called kintsugi, where they fill the cracks of cracked vessels with gold. And the end result is a very beautiful piece of art, really, that started out as something broken and then became something beautiful. I think that's what grace is. I think that's the kind of thing that we receive from God that rejuvenates and transforms us. And the amazing thing is that it uses the very parts of us that feel broken to transform us into something beyond what we were even comprehending ourselves. That we become art because of where we felt broken. And I think that is an excellent image of what God provides for us. And so I want us to take a moment and really concentrate on those things that are kind of the glue for us, the gold for us, that is healing the fragmented parts of our own lives. Maybe it might be a good thing to kind of like make this an art project in a way, and draw out uh, you, an earthen vessel, a clay jar that represents you, and then name the cracks, like draw them in. If you have a gold pen, maybe do it like that, so it looks like the Japanese art, and name what that is for you. For me, it's things like prayer, study of scripture, worship, even in the remote forms we need to do it in right now. Trying to keep connected with friends and family, communicate with them, have some fun, play games online. All of those things are ways that we kind of continue to experience grace in our lives, even in a time like this. And I hope we hold on to those, and we hold on to this experience in a way that we can carry it forward as we move out of the situation and into the future. Because I think we are learning all kinds of things right now about how our world works, about how interconnected we are, and as Jesus taught us in Scripture, about who our neighbor is and what it means to love and care for them. And that means more than just the person who lives next door. But I think we're beginning to see that our neighborhood is always ultimately going to be global. And the kind of things that we're experiencing now on a global scale are things that people experience locally in their own lives frequently. And what I hope is that as we take that moment to maybe draw out our representation of ourselves as that clay jar, and then to name the cracks that we're experiencing now, and to name the things that heal those in real ways, not just covers them up, but transforms us into a renewed vessel, real healing, that we keep those and carry them forward. So take a moment. It doesn't have to be perfect. Please, let's put aside perfection. That's something I'm wrestling with a lot right now. I have a sign right over my desk that says set aside being the hero, because there are times with these videos, even I want to be a perfectionist, and I can tell you right now I've probably deleted 3 million versions of this video. Maybe that's a little excessive, but a lot of them I've already deleted. And there are moments and times where we can pursue that kind of perfection, but there are also a lot of places where we can set aside having that kind of perfect thing. We can set aside that feeling that we need to just nail it every time that we try to step out, and instead focus on what's healing the cracks that we experience. So maybe draw that and get as creative as you want to be with it, but don't feel that you have to produce art. It's an exercise for you to be able to name those places where you're feeling the anxiety and the hurt right now, but also at the same time to be able to trace over those, whether it's with some sort of gold crayon or ink or just another color pencil or pen, doesn't matter. But draw over those again and name the things that you have found in your life right now or in the past that have allowed you to experience a gracious transformation, so that we can hold on to those even if things get worse or as things get better and we move into the world as it is after this, so that we're prepared to continue to be able to name those things, not just for ourselves, but for those who are around us, and to work for that grace and healing throughout our lives. So if you want to share your art, I welcome it. I don't know if I'll get around to doing one myself, at least not today. For those of you who are keeping track, yes, I have been working on my dissertation. That is also one of my glues. And so that's actually probably what I'm going to do after this. I happened this past Christmas to have signed up for the master classes, and I have been waiting to work with David Sedaris's class. I've watched it, but I haven't done the booklet yet. He's actually the reason why I signed up this year, and there's a lot of other good stuff on there. If you're looking for something to do, check that out. It's not crazy expensive. It's a little expensive, but I got a good deal on it. Find something like that to do. That can be a glue for you to name also. But try that out if that works for you. Try that out, or just if you want to just name them, list them and name them, and and continue to take care of one another and to take care of yourself. Peace.